All right, we'd like to welcome the Sentry 2024 champion, Chris Kirk, to the interview room. Chris, this is your 6th PGA Tour victory, first of the new season. What was it like out there?
It was an unbelievable day. I'm really thankful that I was able to play as well as I did, and I was certainly nervous coming into today, and I was able to kind of stay calm and just played really solid golf all day.
Awesome. With that, we'll open it up to questions. Just raise your hand and we'll get a mic. We'll start with Sean Martin.
When you got the Courage Award, you talked about the joy of competing and trying to keep that, and then when you talked to Andrew after today, you talked about the joy of competing. Did you always have that joy throughout your career, or is that something that's new to this new phase that you're in?
I had it for a long time and then lost it. I lost the joy of most things in life for a while there. But yeah, it's certainly back. I just love. I think I just love how hard this is. Like, it's so hard to be great at this, and I love the process that it takes. I love the work that it takes to try to be the best version of myself. So I definitely have fallen back in love with that process, and sometimes you get rewarded for it, like today, and sometimes you don't, and that's just part of the deal. So I think to be successful and to really enjoy your life as a PGA Tour player, you've got to love the work.
And when you're in the midst of the back nine like you were today, with people making runs at you and all these birdies, is it joyful or stressful that you're feeling?
It's both. I probably don't look very happy, but that's kind of by design. I sort of feel like even on the last hole when all I needed to make was par to win, I just was like, I wasn't willing to break character, if you will. I want to play where I don't show any emotion. I'm certainly feeling it, obviously, but I've just kind of found over the years that's how I play my best. If I just, I'm truly just trying to go step by step, shot by shot, just little by little, and because they're, in my mind, the results are not, you add it up at the end, but yeah, it's something you have no control over. You only have control over, like, right now. And so I try to spend as much time as I can during the day of just, kind of zeroed in on what's next.
We'll go to Doug Ferguson next.
I want to get to 17, but I'm curious, as steady as you keep yourself, is there one time that you really lost it, up or down, like Overjoy or Terrell Hatton, and do you have any memories of this?
Oh, in years? I thought you were talking about today.
President's Cup, maybe? Or I'm trying to think of some moments.
Yeah, making that putt on 18 of the President's Cup for birdie, that was certainly the most emotion I've ever felt, and the most emotion I've ever showed by a long shot. That was huge. Making the putt to win, I had an 8-footer or something like that to win at Colonial. That's like, tap in to win is what you want for sure, but to avoid the incredible stress. But yeah, making a putt like that's the only time I've made a significant putt to win a tour event, and that was an amazing feeling. And so those are two that I can definitely point at. As far as the negative side, I'm more of a moper, self-pity, woe is me when I get really pissed off, so it's not that exciting.
18 is always going to be a birdie chance for you. 17 was playing the toughest on the back nine of the holes. I'm just curious what your thought process was going into the hole, and if you could just go through please tell me that was a 5-iron.
It was.
Thank God. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, so I saw the leaderboard at some point on the back nine. I can't remember exactly when, and had it in my mind. Most of the day I was kind of chasing 29, like, let's finish at 29, and that's probably a pretty good spot. As it was kind of progressing through the back nine, I was like, okay, 29 might be a playoff, so we're going to try to get to 30, and really was disappointed that you know, I didn't hit a great putt, my eagle putt on 15 after hitting 2 great shots, and then 16 I thought I hit my wedge a lot closer, and I did hit a good putt on 16, just misread it a little bit. So you know, that was 2 what I felt like big missed opportunities, but then still had, okay, you know, we've got 2 holes here, we can make a 3 and a 4 or a 4 and a 3, you know, whatever it may be, was kind of what I was thinking. And but yeah, that shot on 17 was crazy. One of the ones best shots of my career for sure. Definitely one I'll never forget. Because of the situation, you know, being on the 17th or 71st hole, but then also, you know, we played the tee shot into the wind, and we got down there to the ball, and it had switched and was blowing straight down. So I had 192 adjusted, and I was ready. If I had been first to hit before Akshay, I would have pulled out 7 and hit a nice full 7 downwind. And but the wind kind of, that was not what the wind had been doing for hours, and it kept sort of switching back and forth. We felt it off the right for a little while, we felt it off the left, and then it eventually settled back into out of the north like it had been. And so thankfully Akshay took a minute trying to figure, understandably so, trying to figure out this wind that was going all over the place. And so by the time it was my turn to hit, you know, I felt pretty confident the wind had settled back into what it was, and just kind of choked up on a 5-iron and hit a great shot. So I'm very proud, very, very proud of that shot, that you know, I was able to make the right call. And you know, that's, talk about a tough shot to commit to. You know, when you're about to pull 7, you end up hitting 5. That doesn't happen ever. You know, that never happens. So to be able to commit to it like I did and make that good of a swing was an incredible feeling.
We'll go to Joe Beal next.
Chris, you mentioned you find joy in how hard this is. Do you find the joy in just the process and the work leading up to the tournament, or the actual tournaments themselves?
Yeah, both. I mean, I love getting out there and competing, but yeah, I'm not sure which one I love more. You know, it's tough to say. But yeah, it's one of those things. You know, if it was easy, it wouldn't really be nearly as fun. You know, so it's just really cool, the whole process that all of us go through to, you know, to try to be as efficient and be as good as we possibly can with our, you know, mental coaches, trainers, swing instructors, our caddies. You know, all of us are so invested in what we're doing, and it feels amazing. You know, I've got the kind of my group of people with Michael, my caddy, Jeremy Elliott, my agent, Scott Hamilton, my swing coach, Zach Sorensen is my mental coach, and Jake Crane is my trainer. I have this group of people that are, you know, I know beyond the shadow of a doubt, it's like they don't care because I pay them. They truly, really care about me and truly care about me being successful. And so I feel that every day, you know, and so it's amazing having that group of people behind me, and you know, it just makes me more motivated to want to go work for it.
And then there was a video of you playing left-handed in the off-season. What prompted you to try the game left-handed, and what have you discovered, or did you discover anything playing left-handed that you've been able to kind of carry over to your profession?
Nothing, no. I used to play, before I had kids, I would play for every December. Me and some of my friends would play every day for a week left-handed. And we were all terrible, and it was just a lot of talking crap to each other and just having fun, goofing off. And that's mostly what it is now. Like, it's just fun, you know. Like, it takes, for me to be like, feel really great about a shot that I hit right-handed, it's got to be something phenomenal, something like on 17 today. But you know, left-handed, like if I hit the fairway or if I hit a 7-iron on the green, like, hell yeah, that's awesome. You know, like you make 2 pars in a row. I mean, that's unbelievable. You know, so it's just, it brings back a little bit of the kind of childlike nature of the game, and my expectations are so low that it's way easier to be happy about what I'm doing than it is right-handed, to be honest.
Time for a couple more. We'll go
Say
to
you
Doug
like
and
it
then,
hard.
or Sean.
You did say you like golf to be hard.
Yeah, it's really hard left-handed, really hard.
Go ahead, Sean.
You talked about turning over every rock to try to get better in the off season. What specifically were some things that you guys worked on?
I would say, yeah, from, once the playoffs were done, I played 2 tournaments in the fall, but I spent more time in the gym probably from, September, October, November, and December than maybe I had in the last. And I've always worked out some, but, that was definitely the hardest I've gone as far as working on my fitness level in years and years, maybe ever. So that was a big thing, and I think for me the harder I work at that and the stronger I feel and the fitter I feel, then that sort of carries over to a lot of things. But then Zach Sorensen, who's the Atlanta Braves mental coach, is how I got connected with him. He and I started working together, in around January or February of last year, so it's been about a year now. But this fall, with me not playing as much, we were able to really kind of dig in and look into a lot of different things and sort of start to work out how my brain ticks and what we can do to improve. And he's been a huge help.
What's Mike's last name?
Cromie. Yeah, Michael's involved in every process. He works out with me most days. He doesn't go every day quite like I do, but he works out with me a ton. And whenever I talk to Zach, but he's very connected with what Zach and I are working on, and so he does a great job.
We'll go to Rob Colias with the Maui News.
Chris, you played here 4 times from 2012 to 2016. And then not for 8 years, and you come back and win, man. How did that happen?
I think I just love playing golf in Hawaii. I've had a lot of really great weeks at the Sony Open. I haven't quite managed to win that one. And this golf course is one that I love. It's so fun to play. It's just so unique, so different from everywhere else that we play. I mean, some of the crazy lies that you're hitting off of, and you hit one drive that goes 240 and the next one might go 450. It's just really kind of brings out the creativity in what we're doing, and it's just a lot of fun. But certainly, like I said, I've worked hard on my game and on a lot of things, but this was very, very unexpected to come off of that break where I spent a lot of time in the gym and I spent a lot of time working on my mental game. But I didn't actually play a whole lot of golf and didn't practice that much. So to come over here and to play as well as I did is I'm very thankful and a little bit surprised.
Final 2, we'll go with Dave in the back with the Honolulu Star Advertiser and finish with Doug.
Historically, you've played quite well at the Sony Open in Hawaii at Waialae as recently as last year. And so how does what you've accomplished this week help you in your mindset for next week?
My mind needs a little break at the moment, I would say. So yeah, I'll take tomorrow off and maybe even Tuesday off as well, just to try to kind of decompress a little bit. And but Sony's Waialae's a golf course that I've played so many times and I'm so comfortable on, and just really enjoy playing the golf course. I've had some good success over the years, I'll just try to get some rest and take it easy. And thankfully, it's a little easier walk than Kapalua around there. So, that's another incredible thing about our sport. When I tee off on Thursday, what I did this week doesn't matter anymore. It's all square, and the gun goes off, and we try to do it all over again.
Last one here with
But
Doug.
Cromie gets to wear the FedEx Cup leading caddy bid for next week, I think. So.
Oh, do they have that now?
I think so. That's got to count for something.
Okay.
A couple things. You take a lead into the final round and shoot 65 to win by 1. I got to think you were expecting that. That's not it's fairly unusual, you know, when you have the lead to have to go out and throw down a 65. Did you?
Yeah, when I saw how calm it was, you know, getting out to the golf course, getting out and starting my warm up and everything. Yeah, you know, you just know, you know, there's that kind of group of players not that far behind you, and you're just kind of like, all right, somebody's probably going to shoot 10 under. You know, somebody always does out here, pretty much on a calm day, anyways. And you know, I'm just thankful that he shot 10 and not 11 under today. So, but yeah, it's definitely it's never easy playing Sunday with the lead, but it's kind of easier a little bit mentally when you know, like, all right, I'm in the lead, but I probably won't be by the time I tee off. And then, you know, if I make 3 pars in a row, I'm definitely not going to be anymore. And so you got to keep the pedal to the metal.
Last one, Doug?
Yeah, secondly, I can't think of a better way to put this, but when you were contending at Rocket Mortgage in 20 and won on Korn Ferry, certainly won Honda last year, it's always, you know, the guy who had to step away to overcome alcohol and depression, etc. How much longer will that be with you? When you do something great, the first reference is the guy who did this, as opposed to who you are as a player, and are you okay with that?
Yeah, I hope it stays with me forever. It's you know, it's a huge part of my life still now, and you know, definitely the best thing that I've ever done in my life is to get sober. So I understand what you're saying, that, you know, but I don't feel like it's taking away from anything that I'm accomplishing. It's, you know, it's 100% the reason why I'm able to do what I do. You know, I've said that a lot, but there would be, my PGA Tour career would have been over a while ago had I not gotten sober, and so yeah, I'm fine with that staying with me till the day I die.
Could you have done what you did without going public?
I've never really thought about that, if I could have. It certainly has been helpful and been beneficial to me to be open and be public about it. You know, I mean, I live a decent amount of my life sort of in the public view, somewhat anyways. And so, you know, the biggest thing for me was, you know, waking up every morning and looking at myself in the mirror and knowing that I've got nothing to hide and I can be proud of who I am. And so I didn't feel like that was really going to be quite as possible if I was not open about it.
Kind of an accountability thing?
Somewhat, I guess so, yeah. But it was more of just the freedom of not lying to myself and lying to other people, and, you know, that's what it was more. Yeah, there is some sense of accountability there for sure, but yeah, like I said, it's definitely more about just, you know, I felt free for the first time in a long time.
Appreciate the time, Chris. Congrats.
Thank you.